What's going on, YouTube? So I got a couple things that I went on YouTube, of course, looking for answers to for my 2000 GMC Yukon on this entire cluster panel of gauges. Mine went bat crap crazy last night, and then the gauges pretty much all shut down. I mean, it looked like a techno concert going on, flashing and flickering. Really freaky, but everything shut down. I lost my odometer and my miles and everything like that. The only thing that was working was like my turn signals would work, and then the check engine light would work if I turned the car off, turn it back to the on position. But none of my gauges were working at all. So watched a couple different videos. This is going to be a compilation of all the videos that took me to finding the problem, because although the videos were good, I had to watch 3 or 4 to get there. So I'm going to kind of try to compile them all for you guys in one video. So one of the first things you're going to need to check to see if there's a ground issue is just an OBD connector. So I have a Bluetooth version of this for my motorcycle. It fits your OBD 2 connector down on the bottom. So what I did to find out if it was a ground issue first is I plugged this in, and when I did, all of a sudden my gauges came alive. I had my ignition turned to the on position and everything came back alive. So while it was on, I pulled that connector out and they went back to dead. So that immediately took me to a ground issue. One of the guys actually just did a ground from his black and white here and grounded it to the chassis. I don't like doing that kind of thing, because what you're doing is you're just bypassing your ground and you're leaving another ground shorting somewhere else that's gonna zap your battery over time. So what I ended up doing was I watched another video of a guy that went in here and he started messing around the engine bay to find it. So one of the things he wasn't successful with was actually telling you what side of the engine and where. So on the left side of your engine, next to your inlet and outlet for your heater core, there's a couple wires that drop down behind the engine. So there's a very small wire set that, as you can see, I've already corrected here, that actually drop down behind the engine itself, and it actually mounts to the block. So when I put my finger back here, I was able to move that wire, and it moved very freely, which meant that it was completely disconnected, and all it was doing was swinging around, making contact and shorting things out. So I pulled that wire out. There's 2 wires that are ground wires that are in this little harness, and all I did was reattach them here where they're easier to get to, and then I spray painted over it after making the contact just to keep it from corroding. So that actually fixed the problem. You can do a ground over at the other location, but like I said, you're gonna be shorting and creating a ground issue, and it's gonna burn out your battery. So it's best to find those issues ahead and fix them instead of just bypassing. So I hope this helps. A lot of guys have gone straight to taking their clusters out. Don't take your cluster out until you've actually looked for your ground issues. And like I said, the quickest way to do it, the guy showed me and it worked like a champ, was taking an OBD2 plug and just plugging it into the OBD2. So start there, see if that gives you life back to your cluster, and if it does, then look over in this left side and find that one wire and just reattach it to the firewall right there, and make sure you sand that so that way it's a clean contact before you attach it and then spray paint it. So hope this helps you guys. Hope this puts it all in one perspective so you guys can make the corrections you need to make. Leave some comments down there in the comment section if this worked, and if you found something else, drop a comment, help everybody else out. So hope you all have a good one and good luck.